Video opens with Dr. James sitting in a comfortable, softly lit room. He looks directly at the camera with a warm, compassionate expression. His voice is gentle and measured throughout. When we discuss a diagnosis of advanced pancreatic cancer, we often focus on the clinical realities, the scans, the treatments, the prognosis. These are, of course, essential pieces of the puzzle. But today, I want to talk about something else, something just as real and profoundly important: the family's experience. This isn't a conversation about medical statistics. This is a candid look at the unspoken reality of love, the immense stress, and the incredible resilience that unfolds when this journey begins. It's a dimension of the diagnosis that can't be measured by any test, yet it defines every single day. We're going to talk about what happens behind the clinic doors, in the quiet moments at home, where families navigate this new, uncertain landscape together. The moment the words advanced pancreatic cancer are spoken, a family is plunged into an emotional whirlwind. It's a storm of feelings so complex and often contradictory that it can be difficult to even name them. There is an immediate and profound sense of grief, not for what has been lost, but for the future that has been stolen. The dreams of graduations, weddings, and grandchildren are suddenly shadowed by uncertainty. This anticipatory grief is a heavy burden, a mourning process that begins long before the final goodbye. Alongside this sorrow, guilt often takes root. Family members may find themselves wondering, did we miss the signs? Could we have done something sooner? Spouses, children, and parents can feel a crushing sense of helplessness, a desperate wish to fix what cannot be fixed. Every decision, from treatment choices to daily care, feels monumental, haunted by the fear of making the wrong call. This creates a constant, exhausting tension between holding on to hope for a miracle and accepting the harsh reality of the diagnosis. It's a tightrope walk that requires immense emotional stamina, and it's a walk that the entire family takes together, each member grappling with these powerful emotions in their own private way, even as they try to present a united front. Beyond the emotional chaos lies the practical, often overwhelming, logistics of caregiving. Life transforms overnight into a complex grid of responsibilities. Days are suddenly dictated by a calendar filled with coordinating doctor's appointments, chemotherapy sessions, and scans. The home, once a sanctuary, can become a quasi-medical facility, with pill organizers, specialized diets, and medical equipment. Managing medications becomes a critical and often stressful task, with strict schedules and a constant worry about side effects. The financial strain is another immense pressure. Navigating the labyrinth of insurance claims, co-pays, and uncovered expenses can feel like a full-time job in itself, adding a layer of anxiety to an already stressful situation. Homes may need to be adapted to accommodate new physical limitations, such as installing grab bars in the bathroom or moving a bed to the ground floor. And then there is the sheer physical toll on the primary caregiver. The sleepless nights, the lifting and assisting, the constant state of high alert is physically and mentally draining in a way that is difficult to comprehend unless you have lived it. This practical reality of caregiving is a relentless marathon, one that requires a level of endurance most people never knew they possessed. As the journey with advanced pancreatic cancer progresses, the very structure of the family begins to change. Long-established roles shift, sometimes in subtle ways, and sometimes dramatically. A child may become a primary caregiver for a parent, reversing a lifetime of dynamics. A spouse may take on roles they never imagined, becoming a nurse, a financial manager, and an emotional anchor all at once. These new responsibilities can test the strongest of relationships, creating friction and stress where there was once only ease. Yet, it is often within this very crucible that relationships are also forged anew, strengthened by a shared purpose and a love that deepens in the face of adversity. This challenging time also forces families to have conversations that are profoundly difficult but absolutely necessary. It becomes a time to talk about legacy, what truly matters, and what one hopes to leave behind. It opens the door for discussing unfinished business, for seeking forgiveness, and for expressing love and gratitude in ways that may have been left unsaid. Navigating these conversations about end of life, wishes, care, preferences, and what a good death looks like is painful, but it is also an act of immense love. It ensures that the patient's voice is heard and their dignity is honored, and it allows the family to create meaningful, lasting memories in the time they have left, focusing not on the illness but on the enduring connection they share. In the midst of providing relentless support, it's a truth that is often overlooked. The support system needs support. A family unit facing this diagnosis is under a unique and immense strain, and it cannot pour from an empty cup. It is absolutely vital for caregivers and family members to understand that they also need care. This begins with giving yourself permission to ask for, and, just as importantly, to accept help. Whether it's a neighbor offering to cook a meal, a friend running an errand, or a relative sitting with your loved one for a few hours, these small acts of kindness are not an imposition, they are a lifeline. Finding moments of respite is not a luxury, it is a necessity for survival. It allows you to recharge, to breathe, and to return to your role with renewed strength and patience. Professional resources are there for this very reason. Hospital social workers and counselors are invaluable guides who can help you navigate the practical and emotional challenges. They can connect you with financial assistance, in-home care, and mental health support. And perhaps one of the most powerful forms of support comes from connecting with others who truly understand. Communities like the Pancreatic Cancer Warriors are more than just support groups, they are fellowships of shared experience. In these spaces, you don't have to explain the fear, the exhaustion, or the flicker of hope, they just know. Sharing your story with people who are walking a similar path can be incredibly validating and can provide a sense of belonging when you feel most isolated. Remember, caring for yourself is not selfish, it is the most selfless thing you can do for the person you love. In the midst of the pain, the exhaustion, and the heartbreak of this journey, something remarkable often happens. Families discover a depth of humanity and connection they never knew was possible. In the quiet moments, far from the clinical world of medicine, they find unexpected grace. It might be in a shared laugh over an old memory, a moment of profound understanding in a simple touch, or the quiet beauty of watching a sunset together one last time. These moments of joy, however fleeting, become intensely precious, shining brightly against the dark backdrop of the illness. This experience forces a redefinition of what it means to be strong. Strength is no longer about fighting a battle that cannot be won. It is found in the quiet courage of showing up every day, in the vulnerability of saying, "I'm scared," and in the resilience of finding a reason to smile. And ultimately, this journey becomes a testament to the boundless nature of unconditional love. It is a love that holds on through the fear, a love that serves without expectation, and a love that honors a person's life, even as it prepares to let them go. Finding this meaning doesn't erase the sorrow, but it allows families to see that even in the most difficult of endings, there can be profound beauty, deep connection, and a love that endures forever.